Welcome back, and I hope you're sitting comfortably because we're going to be exploring the seat today on the Suzuki. And I was just going to have a look at the seat and how that might fit. And problem number one is that those existing holes in the frame that I was going to use, potentially, used one to bolt down my tray there. Yes, and of course that is now, from a vertical standpoint, obscured by the tank once the tank is in place. And actually it's even more obscured because I've just put a big washer and an Allen bolt through there. And what actually went on there was this ridiculous contraption, and I'm not quite sure why. It needs a big rubber washer that big. There's probably a reason. It's probably gone. So we can't use any of those existing holes in the frame, which is a bit of a shame. But as you know, we are not afraid of drilling holes in frames. So it's just a question of sitting it on there and working out where on the frame we need to put some mounts. Well, measuring it is confusing, and doing it by eye, because I can literally see where the frame is, and even though that's the upper mark is the center, the T mark is actually where it kind of wants to line up with the center of the tank. And we've got, pretty sure we're going to put some holes in there and some of those rivets. I'm exploring all kinds of scrap metal that's lying around the garage, bits of old Ducati. I think that was off one of those belly pans, I think, Kawasaki. That doesn't work. And then I found this, which is off the Augusta. Actually, it was a seat lock, and that could potentially strap across the frame somewhere sensible. About there, and that would give me all kinds of scope for a front mount, which is kind of what we want. So I think I will do that. I might even keep the curves down and then find a suitable place where those actually fit the frame perfectly. Cut the knobs off the end, whatever they're for. Oh yeah, they're where their seat mounts. Yeah, so that might give me some scope at the front, because I guess we need more than just two bolts holding it in place. Yeah, so we're getting there. Of course, the next thing to decide is what kind of bolt I want to put in there, and I really want to put an M10 rather than an M8. Is about as low as I want to go. M10 would start to look seats in the way. M10 would start to look a little bit, it would fit. I think if we got those two bolts up front on that cross panel, that'll hold that in fairly securely at a reasonable height, so that'll be clamped down fairly solid. And the back, don't know if we're going to need to, I think we're going to need to use some spacers, so it's going to be a bit precarious. Yeah, I want to go 10. I want to go 10. Yeah, I like that. 10mm. That's a decent sized bolt. Lovely. Okay. Can't get it out now. Well, that's a bloody miracle. It lines up. Look at that. It lines up that side and that side. Nearly. That's pretty cool. Okay, good. Gently Bentley with one of those step drills, and not so gently Bentley picked out a bloody 12, not a 10. So we're going for 12s on the back seat now. That'll be extra sturdy. Shame I haven't got any. Never mind. Bugger. Oops, hit a bit of a roadblock. My rivet kit only goes up to M8. 10 to 24 is 10 24, so that's no good. So even a 10 would have been a problem. I guess I need to get one. Tedious. So at that point, we're kind of stuck, but there they are. And the seats should fit on there nicely, hopefully. One cross brace and wire holder downer. Yes, excellent. Seems you can't just buy the particular mandrels for the M10 and the M12 for the tool that I have, and contrary to Amazon, I looked up on TechLife's own site, and there it is, the whole kit and caboodle for $29.98. I didn't really need another one, but there you go, and it does M12 and M10 much cheaper than on Amazon, so always do check that out as well if you're ordering stuff. Go to the manufacturer direct if you can, potentially. Measure twice, drill 4 or 5 times, maybe, at least, probably. These also arrived today, so I shall be removing the gold one and wrapping the other side of the exhaust on the Suzuki. I also purchased some 12mm bolts for the Suzuki seat while I was at O'Reilly's, and I need to widen the holes on the seat itself to accept them through, because they're a bit chunkier than I thought I was going to be using, but they'll fit these perfectly once we get our new riveter tool in. So that's coming along, and I don't think they're going to need spacers because I think they're chunky enough on their own. And while we're drilling out the holes on the seat, we're going to be drilling these 2 holes in the frame, and a central hole for an 8mm, which we're going to post through there. And that'll just stop it sliding around at the front. It's going to be firmly buttoned down at the back. Again, using the step drill just to get it absolutely, just bit by bit, so it's a nice snug fit, so there's no wobble on the nut. Top and bottom, obviously, because this has got the checker plate underneath. So yeah, had to do that side too. And of course, once we've drilled this out, we'll need to work out where the hole arrives at the front here. Whilst I'm reviewing the situation again, I'm realizing that the proximity of the 12mm bolt to the edge of the seat is potentially problematic. I mean, even once it's covered, which will obviously hold in any fallout, as it were, but if I were to dig a big hole that close to the edge over there, that's not going to be good, is it? Didn't think that one through, did I? No. So, as I said before, no problem. We have holes, adding lightness, and we've got plenty of room to drill some others. Obviously, they need to be more inboard than the existing holes, so I'm thinking they have to be in that crossbar, and that's what we shall do, and we shall measure that and translate that to the seat. New holes drilled for the rear mounts, and this time for a 10mm bolt. Yes, although it have to be longer than that. There's a lot of holes in this, and there it is, ready to receive. And we're wrapping it up on the other side. Yeah, I really like that red, actually. It's really cool. And just curled those front edges round on that hinge, which was, they were square, but not anymore. They're following the line of the frame, thanks to years. Well, there you go. The good news is we've finally got the right colour, and it couldn't be better. Look at that. I mean, look at that for a match with the wheel. Amazing. And it seems we have rather a lot of it, so I can afford to have a few stabs at getting it right. I see a lot of red seats in my future. It's really easy to work with, actually. It's coming along nicely. And I tried out my new bluish silvery colour because I couldn't wait. I'm impatient like that. And there's only a thin coat on there. Well, actually, there's not because there's a drip. But anyway, vaguely thin coat on there. but I like it. I like that kind of blue tinge to it. Very retro. Yeah. Well, obviously I haven't finished the back bit yet. That's the complicated bit, but you can see how that's gonna I'm gonna use a little bit of adhesive in there just to stick that down. But right now there's nothing sticking it down, and it's just following the lines. Beautiful. Anyway, I think we have a nice color combo. Yeah, I like this. This is yeah. That's what it is. All right, it's a bit hit and miss, but I've marked the bar where I need to drill the holes that match up with the holes here, and I marked them using, yes, old technology, a white pencil, because that's all I could get through the hole. And yeah, let's hope it lines up. So this is what I use for general kind of adhesive. I did use their upholstery adhesive on the Bel Air. Yes, my baby. And this seems to be just as good. So anyway, 3M product, adhesives generally very good. And that's without it. It's fine, but of course when you start stretching it to get it over, it comes up. So what I'm going to do is squirt a bit down the inside, and hopefully that'll hold it in place when I start pulling and tugging to get this over the edge. This stuff is amazing. So it's foam backed. It's actually a headliner, car headliner in theory. And the Camaro I had actually had something very similar. A kind of slate grey, not a red. It wasn't a total pimpmobile. And really nice stuff actually. Beautiful. Yes, you could ride the bike naked and you'd enjoy it. Nobody else would, but you would. Perhaps I should get some suede underwear. Then again, perhaps not. By the way, I have no idea how I'm going to measure or calculate or whatever the hell where that arrives here, right? Because I guess I'm going to have to put these two in place and actually bolt them down, and then work out how far that is away from the back of the tank whenever I have the tank in position, and then measure it here and just kind of hope for the best, I suppose. Talking of which, I've gone for M8s on the back as opposed to 10s or 12s, which we ended up with before, which means I do have the right tool, which means I didn't need to order the other tool, but never mind, because it was only 30 bucks, and I'll have it next time I need it. Because you never know when you're going to need an M10 or a AK-47 or whatever around these parts. Is an M10 even a machine gun? I don't know. So this is my selection of long M8s, and yeah, it's a bit random, isn't it? This one might work, but I need to find out what I need and order it. Obviously, these came off the Augusta. They went through that front headlight mount on the original in the front fork receptacle. And from a And from an exploratory perspective, they're perfect. So yeah, I mean, it's kind of in place. That's all we need at this point in time. Obviously, I won't be using those because those will poke so far through the seat that it would be kind of potentially damaging on the bottom. Yeah, so we're bolted down at the back and we've got our little bracket in at the front. But again, you know, I mean, I just don't know how I'm going to translate that to that. I mean, how do I do that? I don't know. Okay, coming soon. Well, it just so happens that my digital calipers vernier gauge, I'll have to take it out now. So 35 is what we're looking at. That bit there just happened to be about the same as the distance between a hole and the edge of that piece. So I'm working on the fact that this end, really focus, that end there was right bang over the hole, and this end was at the edge of the seat. So 35.1 mil. It's worth a go, isn't it? X marks the spot. So, seeing as these turned out to be so perfect, I reckon we need some M8s by 60 mil, don't you? Did I mention how much I love this tool? It's so cool. I don't have to get a magnifying glass out to read it. Your starter for 10. Well, that fits. Well, actually, your starter for 6. Yeah, there we go. Shall we see if it lines up? Maybe next time, eh? I've had enough disappointment today. I've been on the phone to the bank in the UK, who can't cope with the fact that I'm now in the US. Bureaucracy. 10 years later, mind you. Yes, because the government have some questions about their account holders, and none of the boxes on the form match my situation. Surprise. Computer says no. How about that? It bloody well fits. About time something went right first time around. Oh, yeah. Third time around? I don't know. Anyway, it fits. Yeah. So I suppose we should put the tank back in and see what we need to do to tidy up that edge. That edge. Yeah. But first of all, rather alarmingly, we seem to have run out of wine, so I need to get some more wine. Well, apparently we're a kin mile out. Actually, we're not. So those lines that I drew on there are probably about right. That's never happened before. But so here's what I need to do. I need to put the tank in first and then bolt it up. And I can't be bothered right now. And then put the seat in and see where it all lines up. But I haven't got the energy. It's been a long day dealing with bureaucracy and red tape and red seats. Red seats are cool. Red tape, not so much. Oh, and did I mention, yes, Derek, the elusive motorcycle elf, is supposed to be turning up today after weeks, if not months, of incommunicado with the seat for the R6. So we'll see if that happens. Place your bets. So in addition to the Augusta special $27 bolts each, whatever the hell, which I'm not going to be using because they poke out too high at the top, I just happen to have the right spacers kicking around. How about that? Yeah, they're going to work perfectly. Yeah, cool. My space drawer. Oh, I haven't labelled it. Oops. There you go. And on that note, that cliffhanger, I think we'll call it a day for now. So thanks for watching again. If you haven't already, do subscribe and do encourage others to watch my lunacy.